You already know we at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals. He was the talk of the town. It's going down. The word in the curve. You heard me. Just set this up. Now it's a lot easier. So, bam, bro. Just wanted to see what's good with the lokes and the folks. For those who are curious, I did drop a new video on this channel. If you guys want to scope it out, right? At least give you my point of view and my opinions. Keep in mind, they're just my opinions of why I think so many Latinos voted for Donald Trump. Now, these, like I said, they're just my views and my opinions. So before people be like, no, that's not like that. I was just giving my perspective, how I see things, right? Going based off of the people I interact with and what I see and what I experience. You know. Happy Moon Day. What's good, Jose? What's cracking like a little rich? What's good? Oh, and for those who were asking me, am I going to be speaking about the whole Chemo Flix video and what 16 of Life Chills dropped the video about the whole racist? No, I will not, because I have already spoken about that a long time ago. I already had touched about that a while back ago. And I feel like everything I said in that video still stands. So, you know, because I had spoken about that before. I was called a liar, a hater, and everything like that. But now people are seeing that what I was saying was true. Like I said, I only ever come and spit the facts. Never anything more. I don't come and make up stuff about people. I only spit on what I see when I see proof. Like I said, it always just takes somebody with juice to come and, you know, speak it in order for people to start to see what I was talking about. It's funny how a little bit of more subscribers could make people now realize now all of a sudden they become true, but like when somebody with low subscribers speaks about it, it's false. But then when somebody with high subscribers speaks about it, it becomes true. Ain't that a trip? People are funny. What's happening? What's good? What's good? What are your thoughts on the... Oopsie. What are your thoughts on SpaceX something? SpaceX? What do you mean? They have something going on? Yeah, I saw the Mega Latino video. Oh, gracias. I appreciate it. Like I said, they're just my opinions, my thoughts. What's cracking like in Dashpool? What's good, Loke? Wes Watson is doing a live TV interview. Is coming. Oh, really? That's interesting. Let's see what tall tales he's gonna tell on there. Obviously, he's gonna pump himself up. He's gonna spice it up. When I was in there, Vlad, let me tell you, man, I would blink and people would fall. I didn't ever have to even pick up a shank. I would sneeze and everybody would fall. I didn't have to tell people to shut the fuck up. They would sense it with my aura. Like, yes, Wes. Wes Watson says when he goes into the ocean to swim, all the sharks flee away from him because his aura. You know, they're scared of his aura. That's why when he walks into a swamp full of alligators, they all just, you know, they all just move out of his way because of his aura. As a matter of fact, Goku went to go ask Wes Watson on advice on how to get his aura like his aura. Oh, my miss. So many people think that they are too good to work at McDonald's and too good to go to school and get hired. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it, bro. I don't get it. I see a lot of people make the jokes, right? Which to me never made any sense. Like, so we're making fun of people for not working? What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. I know somebody who's a manager at McDonald's, and and he started from the bottom. And let me tell you something, that motherfucker makes good money. He's living pretty nice. You know what I mean? That's why I don't understand. I don't get it, but I don't know. I guess maybe I could see why maybe if it's the wealthy elite, like, these tech owners, right? If they were to be the ones saying the jokes, right? Then I guess, because of where they're at, right? That I guess it might be seen as comical to them, right? But like people down here, and you gonna make fun of somebody for I don't get it. Like, bro, you're in no position to make fun of anybody. You don't even work, bro. Yeah, people that have no jobs making fun of people that have jobs at McDonald's. That is crazy, bro. That's a trip. That's a trip right there. Who the fuck am I kidding? You have people that don't have jobs that celebrate fucking Labor Day. What a world. Would you do a song where Lefty can play? If given the chance, Lefty is saw that in his neighborhood. He has talent, so I don't see why you wouldn't. Maybe, I don't know. I would have to see like how the concept of the song. I would have to actually be on board with the whole idea of the track. Because you also have to think also if two people are just their styles are too like different, right? They're not on the same page. The song is gonna sound like two different songs just playing after each other instead of it being one whole track. That's why if you notice sometimes when they would feature Eminem, like let's say, Death Row would feature Eminem or feature Exhibit, sometimes the songs kind of sounded like disjointed, right? Because their styles didn't really gel so well together, right? It just seemed like if it was two different tracks. Favoritism controls the narrative. Facts, bro. Facts. That's what I mean. People feel like just because somebody has more eyes on them, that what they speak is truth. And these individuals can recognize that, and it is the same reason why these individuals are able to fool and con a lot of people. I think the reason why the NFL chose bad money for the next year's Super Bowl is because this year they got backlash when Kendrick didn't bring the song together. I don't think that that's the reason why. Trust when I say that um, we don't bring that much attention and eyes to a matter where they're gonna now take it into consideration. Meaning in the sense, not as raza, but meaning in the sense of Chicano and Chicano music. These individuals are probably not even aware of none of that stuff. You know, maybe we would like to think so, right? Because all the channels we follow or everything that we watch, and it revolves around the Chicano, genre, that we maybe feel like the world sees it the same way, but in reality, our bubble doesn't control the whole world. So they're probably not even aware of the individual. And I'm just keeping it real. Now, if maybe Letty had a bigger part in the song, I could maybe see, some speculation on that, right? But he had such a small role that I don't think, and not only that, but it was towards the end, right? That I don't really see why it would have made a difference to them. And that's not to hate on the individual. To me, honestly, what I felt like it was that Kendrick already had the track ready to go, and he threw Lefty on there to gain more of the Hispanic viewers' support. So he just gave him a small little part at the end. They attached it on there because they said that he wasn't in the studio with him. Like he just did his track, his part, and then they just attached it to it. Which I can't see that happening. And that's not to say because maybe he sees himself above him or anything like that, right? He could have been busy, maybe a scheduling, I don't know, There could have been many reasons of why it didn't work out that way, but because remember, when you're out there performing at, like, let's say a concert or at an event like a Super Bowl, right? The whole entire track in itself won't even be heard. Like, they'll play maybe half of their verse. Like, they'll go and perform half of their verse of a song, right? But they won't actually do the whole entire track. As we've seen even on the Super Bowl, right? He did like just pieces of some of his songs, not the complete full versions. And it always works like that. That's just how, it's performed. It's kind of like when a DJ's, playing a track, right? And then he mixes in and brings in another track. He doesn't let the whole entire track fully play. Because a lot of people, if they were to hear that song, right? If you were to ask many people who are outside of the Chicano genre about, like, oh, how did you enjoy Let the Gun Play's part in that song? Most people will probably not even know what you're talking about. They'll probably be like, what? Who? Oh, like, oh, that was a different guy who was a rapper. That's pretty much how they'll be. See, it would be different if you had like the second verse was all him, right? Then I could see, like, okay, hey, oh, who's that guy, But since it was all the way towards the end, and most people don't even finish the songs, you know. What's cracking like Mr. Pasta's definitely up in the casa for the raza. Like, I have, like, to me, you would have a better chance of people knowing who Little Rob is and maybe wanting to get him or Kid Frost, to perform, right? Because they have had actually radio play and been on, like BET, MTV, Kid Frost and Little Rob have been on BET and MTV. Their music has, at least, before. And on the radios, like Power 106. Hey, you're right about why have so many kids if you can't afford them. Yeah, bro, like, that's just facts. Like, people feel like, like, they don't stress over the matters because they know that they can get financial aid, right? And it's that very same thinking, thought process that gets these individuals to, not actually plan stuff out and behave reckless at the expense of those who are taxpayers. Like I said, not to say that there isn't family that are in need, right? Because they do. It's just that the system that's in place is so broken that people can take advantage, and a lot of people take advantage. Because, like I said, you have individuals that do cheat the system, and it sucks that because those individuals are pieces of crap that fucks it up for the rest of everybody. You know, you're always gonna have individuals that are gonna look to exploit a situation. Even people that become police officers, lawyers, doctors, do it to further their stupid agendas, right? That's how they get caught and fired. Worse, like, if they become doctors and that shit happens, like, man, you literally went and got your doctorates, went to it, all those years in school and learning, and just to become a piece of shit like that. Like those doctors that were sexually assaulting all these women, right? Like, so you're telling me you literally went and did all that just to fucking throw it all away for some stupid shit like that? Like, that shit is crazy. Like, you telling me you literally became a detective to now be stealing drugs from the evidence vault? Like that shit is fucking insane. What are your thoughts on people who say Southsiders are still racist even though they have black Southsiders because black home? But see, that's the thing. Look, you're always gonna have people that want to push a narrative. Once people already feel a certain way about something, right? You're not gonna change their opinions. They're gonna just hold that, title to people because that's how they want to see it. They wanna throw dirt on these. They want to make these individuals look bad, right? That's the only reason why they'll keep saying the narrative, even though all evidence, says otherwise, right? They'll still stick to their guns. You know what I mean? Same with the MAGA, the Trump rally people, the MAGAs. Same reason why they say that Mexicans are drug dealers and rapists and all illegals. Even though we know that that's not true, but they just stick to that even though all evidence shows otherwise, right? They still repeat that narrative though, because they don't like these individuals and they just want to, make them look bad. So that's why they repeat the same bullshit. Get what I mean? It works the same way. It's done for the same reasons. Which I understand. Trust me, I get it. I get it. You don't like these individuals, so you're gonna want to speak bad about them because it is something that's bad, right? So I get it. I just don't understand why they have to lie, right? Like you could just speak the truth and people will get the idea, right? Because it is a bad lifestyle and not a good way to live, right? You don't have to lie to get that point across. Because I feel like lying just now brings down your credibility, not because I'm offended. Even the lion won't take a bite out of. Huh. He's the king of the jungle. I'm starting to get a career in Tekken. Believe me, I would never clown someone for having. I know, but there's. I was just using it as an example, like maybe they potentially. You know what I mean? But I actually really don't know why individuals make fun of them. I don't know. Goku signed up for Wes Watson's class. No, Wes Watson actually. Here, you guys want to know the truth about Wes Watson, man? I'm exposing. Wes Watson actually was the one that taught King Kai the Kaioken. There, I said it. That's why Goku was learning it from him, because Wes Watson is actually the one that taught him. There, I put it out there. Now the world knows. Wes Watson actually invented the Ginyu Forces poses. Wes. Wes is funny. These people are funny. I always wonder why you don't do. No. Before, when I was younger, there was certain smaller venues and events I used to perform in, right? They wouldn't really pay much, right? It was just, we're just trying to goofing around, having a good time, right? But it's never something that I wanted to proceed, because it wasn't something that I was interested in like that, right? Like I had other stuff that I was prioritizing. I didn't really care for the limelight and being famous and shit like that. I wanted to be out there doing stupid shit. We didn't care so much for this, because our goals weren't, to become rich and famous. That's not what we wanted. When are you gonna drop some new music? Actually, I was planning on probably like in a few weeks. Right? I got something in the works. It takes time, because when you're rapping with other people, sometimes you got to work on their schedule, right? And you know what I mean. Sometimes people just shit pops up and shit like that. What are your thoughts on that? Also having a YouTube channel where he posts wiretap, breaks down. I really don't give it no thought at all. I mean, the individual, hey, it's a free country. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I mean? So, I don't really care what he has going on. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. That's cool. That's, can do, like I said, he's free individual. He can do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? I mean, you have people that want to watch that kind of stuff and support that kind of stuff. Cool. Vlad been dropping wild, unexpected interviews lately. Hey, he's looking to make moves, bro. Why he's been interviewing some outrageous people to answer video? The birth rate has been going down significantly in the U.S. these past few years. People can't afford to have kids, so they're just not having them. There you go. I think what it is, bro, I think people are starting to realize now. People are more, how can I say, people have a better understanding now than before. I think people now, actually plan all their moves ahead than back in the days when individuals were just kind of having kids a lo pendejo and really weren't thinking about shit, completely through, right? Which is a reckless way of living, right? But a lot of people were doing that, right? But I feel like the generations are getting more wiser and understanding the dynamics better, right? That's why they're choosing to, map shit out better than before, where people just were having kids without no plans whatsoever. I think they watch how their family struggled, and they don't want to grow up being the same way, right? So that's why they choose to, plan shit out more smoother, from the difficult, route that these people took, right? And they're just like, I'm not trying to fucking struggle like that. I think that's the reason why you see the birth rate going down. And that's not just with raza, but I mean in general, people in general. It's crazy. Just like homeless, they put another work and promote just so when they decide to roll it up, all of a sudden they want to blame somebody else. You know what? All these years of me doing and deciding to do all these bad things, it really wasn't me. It was really all of them. I was a victim here. Oh, interesting. Yeah. First time here, just ran across your life. What's cracking in here? Politics? Oh, we pretty much talk about anything and everything right here. We spitballing, we wing it. What do you think about people losing their EBT privilege? See, look, for those families who actually need it, who are actually going through shit and, do everything the right way and everything, that sucks for them. It's got you right. It must be stressful, right? To the ones who don't need it and take advantage and manipulate and use the system, good. Now get your ass up and go work. You get what I'm saying? To the ones that actually need it, it's fucked up. It sucks. To the ones that actually don't, get your ass up and finally get yourself a job. God damn it. Trust me, bro. I see a lot of places they have, now hiring. I see it. I see it a lot, bro. I see it a lot, bro. I'm not someone who just stays home all day, right? I roam around. I see a lot of, they have now hiring, bro. Now hire. Big ass letter. Big ass fucking posters, my boy. I know you motherfuckers see that shit. Sure, it might be El Pollo Loco. It might be Taco Bell. Where else have I seen some warehouses where there's it's a produce warehouse. It's another warehouse for like, I don't know what kind of shit there is. There's a warehouse for snack, like food snack shits. I have seen Walmart's, Five and Below, Wendy's. Like I said, these fucking jobs may not be no fucking, top of the line type shit, but hey, my boy, you don't got a job. You don't got a choice. You work right there, and guess what? Look, they hire you. You're working right there, and you keep looking. You keep looking till something better comes. That way, at least you're getting a fucking paycheck while you're looking, instead of just being home, fucking waiting for somebody to come and knock and hire you. Motherfuckers are saying that they don't got a job. Está cabrón. Nobody's hiring. How do you know what's hiring, bro? I never see you go look. You're just always right here chilling, drinking, my boy. When are you going and looking? When are you going and looking, my boy? You expecting somebody to come and knock at your door? Look, my boy, you work right here. You get the check. And no, I'm not telling you have to live there and work there for the rest of your life until you die. Hey, that way you're at least getting a paycheck and you can at least help with the bill, with the bills. And that way something along comes along, and then you leave that job for the better job. There you go. Bam, you're set. But to think that, oh no, I'm not gonna work there, fool. Fuck that. I'm not gonna work at a burger place, fool. I ain't gonna be flipping no burgers. Why, my boy? Why? Ah, that's lame. How's that lame, bro? You're gonna be getting paid, fucker. You can't make fun of somebody for having a job, bro. That's just, where does it work like that? You don't have a job, you're gonna make fun of people that have a job? You know how stupid that sounds? If we were right now to go out and eat, guess what? That fool that's working at McDonald's, he can go, guy with us, and we can go and eat because he can pay for the food. You can't go because how you gonna pay for it? But you want to make fun of him, and if you don't get the fuck out, people are fucking goofies. Like, can you believe that fool works at McDonald's? And I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, what? You really thought I was gonna go along with your jokes? Like, that fool's stupid. No, bro. Like, that was a stupid attempt of a joke, bro. Get your shit together, bro. Stop repeating what people say. You look stupid when you do that. I know you thought you seen that guy's joke. You thought it was clever, but it really wasn't, though. I invited the whole Dragon Universe. Pelican Big. Damn, en serio? Made the whole... Salutes. Shout out to Monteflores. Unfortunately, I actually did have them streaming before. Actually, there was a few CDs, right? But I have told the story on my channel, on my other channel, but man, that was a long, long time ago, right? Where there was a fallout between, me and there was a few of us that would do the music, right? It was I think 5 of us, right? And there was this guy who was, who let us use his studio, right? And he was trying to scam us, right? We found out, and we had a fallout, and he ended up taking the music down, right? And we didn't even have the passwords to get into none of that shit, right? It turned into a whole fucking disaster, though. And he had a YouTube channel too. But and I remember that was one of the reasons why that kind of pushed me away from the music shit in the beginning, right? Because there was a lot of shady shit and there were a lot of dirty individuals in the game. Let's just put it like that. They were just trying to sucker you. You know what I mean? And there's not really much you can do about it when you're just using each other's words, like you're taking each other's words for it, right? Because there's actually no paper trail, right, to get your shit back. And and shit gets physical and violent, right? As it did, but we still didn't gain nothing back. So, I mean, at least it satisfied our anger, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, we still didn't come up with nothing, though. So, you know what I mean? Those were probably some of my earlier videos where I dive into all the bullshit behind all that. But that was a long, 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 long time ago. And we used to sell the CDs at the back of the homie's trunk of his car. We'd go different places, hand them out. We used to sell them for $10 $10, and shit like that. And there was 3 of them. There was 3 CDs. But like I said, we didn't really see much of a reward or benefit off of it. Just more drama and bullshit, right? That just really wasn't even necessary, right? So it kind of really was like, man, fuck this type of shit, Keep in mind, that was before, the social media thing was really blowing up, right? Now it's more easier because you got social media. You can build your own, support group and shit, right? Compared to before, where you really, didn't have that much plugs. And it's not like there's apps now, before, people, you had to have your person that made his own beats, because now where were you going to even get beats from, right? So shit like that. So it's not like you had that many options. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, if you can't support yourself, yeah, you're a kid. Yeah, facts. That is true. Yeah, facts, bro. You have kids, you gotta get up and work. Facts. Like I said, there's motherfuckers that don't. There's nothing wrong with them. You know, they're perfectly fine. They got 2 arms, 2 legs. Don't want to work. Like, nah. With what the government gives me, you think? People think I'm making that shit up. No, that's a real story, bro. The motherfucker said, why should I get a job with all the shit that the government gives me? There's no need to get a job. I was like, you're a sick. Yeah, you have no shame saying that, huh? That's crazy. I'm just like, huh. And he was literally scratching a lottery ticket. I'm not even making that up, bro. I'm being dead serious. I'm just like, oh my God. Like that, this is crazy. But if the Democrats were to be there, they would be like, no, he really needs it. Look at him. We need to help him. Like, what? There's nothing wrong with that motherfucker. What are you talking about? No, he needs it. As a matter of fact, he needs more. You know? And they're driving a BMW. I know, literally, I'm not bullshit. I'm being dead. I see motherfuckers driving BMWs, bro. And they paying with EBT, bro. On Everything I Love, I have seen that plenty of times. And I'm just like, and they have gold chains, gold iPhones. And they're paying with EBT. And I'm like, the fuck? Hey, what the fuck is happening right here, though? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm over here busting my ass off and shit like, and this motherfucker's over here. That shit is fucking wild, bro. And I'm not a Republican or a conservative, and I don't like Donald Trump. And I can tell you, bro, that I'm telling you, I know what I see, bro. You know, and like I said, there's some of the people are my homies that I fuck with, right? And I'm just like, bro, you're a sick ass individual. Hey, they let themselves get cheated, bro. Why not take advantage? I guess. Right? I may be a fool and a hooligan, right? But I draw the line somewhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We've got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.